Right, we are almost finished now. There was a small disaster and I'll explain that in a minute to you, but it's really windy today, so I'm going to go inside. I'm going to talk you through the full build, where everything's from, and at the end I'm going to give you a breakdown of costs as well. Okay, so let's talk about the disaster first, because in the grand scheme of things it is a massive disaster. So I fit LVT flooring. Now, it was a mid-range price LVT flooring, yeah? It was a click system. I'm not going to tell you which company it is at the moment because I'm still waiting to see if they come back to me on what they're going to do about it. But what I will tell you is, and I'm going to show you it in a minute as well, that afterwards when I looked at it and I thought, right, this is not staying, it can't stay in, it's not what I do. I then asked AI about it, any bad reviews, and it come back with loads. And then I went on their website and customer reviews, again, were all negative apart from one. The majority of them said the joints don't go together, the joints split, and within 6 months, some of the boards had split as well. So when I fit this floor, now a lot of you will have watched me through the years, you'll see me fit loads of floors, right? So I can fit a floor, yeah? I followed the instructions. The instructions said the small joint, not the long joint, but the small joint to hit with a mallet to close it, right? I have a mallet, I used the mallet, close the joints with the mallet. I thought, this isn't right, this. You know what I mean? You're braying something into submission, basically. And anyway, when it went down, it looked fine. I thought, yeah, nice enough. It'll, you know, it was more than it'll do anyway. It's nice, I liked it, I was happy with it, yeah? And then, within 2 weeks, I noticed the joint and I thought, that joint's splitting. Then noticed another one. And then noticed another one. And then noticed one had come apart as well. And that is when I decided that this floor is a bag of, yeah, it's coming up, we're going to get rid of it, and whether or not that's at my cost or the supplier's cost, we will see. We'll talk about that in the future, maybe on Instagram or something like that. But let me show you what's wrong with it. So, let's have a look at this. Let's find one that you can see on the camera. Right, there. Don't know if you can see that, look, yeah? That's the joint. Can you see how it's raised? There, that's it, there, look. Can you see, look? It's split, so it's delaminated. It's only 4mm thick, yeah, so the joint, the top part of the joint is coming off. Same with that one there as well. Same with that one. Like, it's a little bit hard to see on the camera. Let's have a look, see if we can get one better there. There you go, look there. And see it there, look, absolutely splitting. And this one here, this joint here, I don't know if you can see that, it's starting to come apart. Now, all these joints were completely together when it was fit, so the click system is crap. So that's it, that's where I am with that. The floor has to come up. Now, the problem with that is, for the floor to come up, the skirting has to come off. Now, if you watch previous videos, the skirting is on with a clip, and it was a good fitting clip. I'm clipping it onto an offcut like that, sticking it on the wall, getting my first screw in, sliding that off, getting my second screw in, and then I know that that's at the right height, because when they're fixed to the wall, that goes back and it fixes to that, and it ain't coming off either. So I'm thinking the skirting might survive, but the clip won't survive. Right, so let's have a look. So basically I've got my floor down, yeah? Right, and then my skirting board sits on top of the floor. Now, don't know if you can see it, I left a 1mm gap there, just so that I could get my, when I put my panels on, I put some offcuts of skirting on, yeah? Left the pack, a million pack, stuck my panel on. So the panel is stuck to the wall, yeah? Stuck to the wall, ain't coming off. That skirting board, when that comes off, might survive, might not, but the clips I don't think will. The LED light in there has got an M3 tape on it. You know, a sticky tape like, yeah? So that is stuck to the back of the track. Now, when I pull that off there, that will not re-stick, so that won't survive. So potentially I'm going to lose the skirting, lose the light. The panel determines the thickness of my floor. That floor is 4mm. That is, I think, was 70. I've got a mil there. So the new floor that I'm going to get cannot be more than 4mm. 5 at a very tight push, yeah, it's tight, crazy tight. So the new floor can't be more than 5mm. So what I'm thinking is, I've really been put off LVT click, yeah? And I put it on Instagram and I've had loads of comments saying, it's crap, stay away from it, we've had loads of problems with it, yeah? So I've got to go down the road of LVT though, yeah? So I'm going to do the glue down one, and it has to be someone with underfloor heating, obviously underfloor heating. Anyway, that's a disaster. It's not a massive disaster, yeah? Because everything is everything, you know, is doable. Yeah, nothing is a massive problem yet. So, but it is going to cost some money. Whether or not the suppliers will hold their hands up, I don't know. But I emailed them the pictures. I screenshotted all the bad reviews and screenshotted AI's result on it as well. So we will wait and see on the vertical on that. But yeah, that's that. Right, let's talk about the build. Let's talk about everything in the build, where it's come from, and at the end, like I said, I'm going to give you a breakdown. Right, so this is part of the video which to me, it's a bit boring, but if you want to know where the stuff has come from, if you want to know how I've done it and what it costs, then this is the bit you need to sit down and pay attention to, right? No doubt you already sat down already, but anyway, right, so we started off with metal insulated panels, SIPS panels basically, so the 2 sheets of metal with insulation sandwiched in between them, yeah? Now, I brought out a build pack for these, yeah? I'm not here to sell you a build pack on this video, but if you want to buy one, you can buy one, it's in the description, right? But I'm not here to tell you that. I'm here to tell you, right, that you can turn that pile of crap into a stunning garden room just like this and save yourself a boatload of money on high street prices. Now, I initially started this video and that's what I said, you know, and I stand by it, you know, you are going to save yourself 50% less than high street prices. If you just cut it yourself, it's super easy. All you need is a circular saw, metal cutting blade, some PPE, and off you go. You cut the panels to suit. Now, the best thing about this is, right, is this kind of base, for these metal panels, you can put on a timber base, right? So if you haven't got a concrete pad, you can build a timber base like you would anyway on some rods or ground screws. I'm not going to sell you rods either. Ground screws, or pack it up on some blocks that you've levelled or something like that. Build your timber frame, get it insulated, and then get your metal insulated pack, right? So you've got your channel, you've got your walls up. So the packs come with quad core roof panels, yeah? Now the strength is in the roof panels. This is only 2.5 wide because I want to put it on the trailer. The build packs have got the quad core roof panels, yeah? And they can span up to 4 meters. Now I've heard that straight from the horse's mouth. Yeah, that is 100% what they told me, right? Although their technical department will not agree to this, right? So 3 meters, good. 3.5 meters, good. 4 meters, good. Don't go bigger than that. That's what I'm saying to you though, yeah? Not with them panels anyway. So anyway, I'm digressing. So I didn't want the sloped roof on this. I hate the metal look, and that's what I said all from the start. In my opinion, and it is my opinion, it is an unfinished build. They're advertising it, right, with doors in. You don't even get doors with it. You are getting a metal box. That's what I said from the start. You're getting an unfinished metal box, in my opinion. You don't get electrics. You don't get an internal fit out. You don't get cladding. Although it is a polished box, I'll give them that. It's polished. Yeah, some people might like that look, other people don't. But you don't get doors. You don't get windows. You don't get electrics. You don't get flooring. You don't get lights, you don't get sockets, you don't get plasterboarding, you don't get any cladding, you don't get anything apart from the metal panels and the kit to build it, right? This is why you need to get and make it yourself. This is by far the easiest build, right? You don't have to have any DIY skills to build this, right? You sat there, you've been watching me for years, right? I've been building timber ones for years, and I will continue to build timber, yeah? But I'm also going to build metal panels because it's super easy, it's super quick, it's foolproof. You can have it done in a couple of days, no problem, and you can cut it yourself. And if you get from high street, right, you're limited to sizes because they are selling you width packs, yeah? Their panels come at widths. So they're always a certain length and they're always a certain depth. Whereas your garden might want a bit of an odd shape, bit bigger, bit longer, bit wider. You know what I mean? Anything like that. This is why you need to build it yourself and say, I'm going to keep banging on this, save yourself minimum 50%, right? Let's talk about costs then, because this is what it all boils down to, doesn't it? You want to build a garden room, you want a stunning garden room. You don't want an unfinished box, you want a stunning garden room, and you don't want to pay somebody to come and do you half a job. Build it yourself, you'll get the better job. Right, so the base, the aluminium, the brackets, the feet, the flat panel, the rivets, the screws, and the insulated panels, right? £1,327 and 8 pence, right? Right, so this building weighs 1.7 tonnes. I've weighed everything. 1.7 tonnes, that's what it weighs. It will sit on your patio. Trust me, it will sit on your patio. It will sit on gravel grids, yeah? It will sit and it's not a problem, right? So your base, £1,327 and 8 pence, right? That includes everything for your base. You wind your legs, everything. You're good to go. You are ready. You are off. Or you can have a concrete pad, or you can have a timber base, because this system is good for all of it, yeah? Right? The structure, the walls, the roof panels, and the flashings. £2,304.62, right? So we've got the base, we've insulated the base, we've got the walls, we've got the roof on, albeit it is not the quad core roof panels, yeah, right, because I'm going to rubber this roof. This is what I'm doing, I hate that metal look, yeah, right, so we're totaling now £3,631.70, right, to buy the equivalent kit, although it's polished, £6,899.99. That is a saving of £3,268.29. That is more than 50%, and all you had to do was cut it yourself. Simple. That is it. Simple. Wear your ear defenders. Wear your eye protection. Yeah? I'd put some over your face, because them bits of metal come up at a right speed, trust me. Yeah, it's not nice. But you're saving £3,268.29, and you have got the build you want. Yeah? You haven't got a half-hearted build. You haven't got a half-finished build. Right? You've got the one you want. Right? So, I'm now saving £3,268.29 on the high street price. Right? External cladding. So I've got some money to spare now. So what I'm thinking is, I thought, when I build this, I'm going to build it, I'll make it nice, yeah, I'm going to get plaster in, get plastered and all stuff like that. And then I thought, you know what, don't want to paint it. So I'm going to go down a different road there. Cedar looks beautiful when it's fit, yeah. When it's oiled for that first time, it looks stunning, and it will never ever look like that ever again. No matter what you do to it, no matter how you look after it, it will never look like the first day. So I didn't want to put cedar on it either, right? It's lovely, it's bloody expensive, but it's lovely. But it doesn't look like that forever, which unfortunately is the way of the world, right? So I want composite cladding. Now, I've already got £3,268 saved, and so I'm thinking, right, I'm going to clad the full building here, because I don't want the back that's not clad. I don't want a specific side that's not clad. I'm going to clad the full building, because this will go to somebody's house and I don't know where it's going to sit. I don't know which elevations they will see. So I'm going to clad the full building, yeah? So my cladding, all the fixings, all the battens, £1,634.10. Right, that's all it costs. Right, I don't like the metal roof, hate the metal roof, so I'm going to put a rubber roof on it. Of course, I'm going to glue boards, fascia, trims, and the rubber. £695.70. Right, the total to build this, £5,961.50. I've clad it on all 4 elevations. I put a rubber roof on it, yeah? We are good, we are looking nice, and we are looking semi-finished, yeah? We are semi-finished, looks nice, right? And I'm still £938.49 under the high street price. This is why I'm telling you, right? You need to build it yourself. Cut it yourself, it's simple. Measuring, if you can really tape measure, you can use a saw, you can cut it. Yeah, simple. I'm still under price, right? But what happens? I get a knock on the door. A guy hands me a letter. It's a legal letter, right? And I'm thinking, do you know what? That's not right. That is not right. I know what I said. That is not right. So I'm going to make it shine. I'm going to make it beautiful. I'm going to make it the best little pod on the market, and just show you exactly what you can do and achieve and still save yourself money, right? So this is where, right, don't forget now, I am still £938 behind and 49p. I'm behind the high street price, right? So I'm still under, right? They've got a build, I've got a build. I've clad my build, I've put a rubber roof on it, and I'm still cheaper, yeah? So I'm looking better already, right? £938. Now, they have a link to doors, and their doors are going to cost you just shy of £1,000 for PVC, right? So that would get us into the same ballpark, yeah? Now they've got their doors on, but I want aluminium doors because I want the best. I want it to look beautiful. So what do? I buy aluminium doors. I buy a window. You don't get a window with their kit. You don't even get an opening with their kit. You just get an opening for a door. So I buy a window, buy a door, I buy aluminium. What do then? Integrated blinds. Of course I put integrated blinds in it. That is what you want, because that is a high-end finish, it's a finish that you deserve at a price you can afford, right? So I've now put them in, right? So now I am now £8,272.15, because my glass, my blinds, my doors, and my window cost me £2,310.65, right? So we've now left the high street price behind, right? I don't even know if I can say the name of it. We've now left them behind, because you cannot compare a sausage roll to a Christmas dinner. Doesn't compare at all, right? And this is what this is. It's got all the trimmings on, it's got everything, right? So I'm just over 8 grand now, 8272, 15 pence. Internal fit out, right, I don't want to paint it, I want it to look nice, yeah? I don't want to get plastering, although Tom, I love Tom, he's a great guy, yeah? I don't want to get plastering simply because I don't want to paint it. If you couldn't plaster it and just leave it like that, then that'd be great, but I've got to paint it, I don't want to paint it, I hate painting. Right, so I decided I'm going to put some cladding on the walls. What do? I batten my walls first, right? I've researched this now, right? Multi-panel hydro lock system. They are expensive, don't get me wrong. If you look online, they're near on £300 a panel. 1.2 by 2.4. But the joint, where's the joint? There's the joint. There's the joint. It's pretty much invisible and it's colour coded, yeah? This is what I'm going to put on the walls. It's ideal for me. It's painted, it's pre-finished. It's not painted, it's a laminate on an MDF moisture resistant board. So I batten my walls, I follow the instructions, I batten my walls, and I stick these panels to the walls with CT1. Yeah? They are absolutely rigid, solid. Right, this one is a multi-panel, yeah? It is Momentum Grey. Yeah, that's the colour of that one. And like I said, I got them for about £260 each in the end, which is expensive. I know it's expensive, right? It's cost me £2,000 to do the walls, which, granted, would have been a fraction of that if I'd have got them plastered. And then I had to paint them. But I wanted it high-end, I wanted it to shine. Right, this wall here is sage green. Again, multi-panels, 2 panels there. The joint is there and there. Like I said, it's pretty much invisible, yeah? So that's that. This wall here is taupe grey. So we've got 3 different colours, 3 boards there, 2 boards on this wall, 2 boards on that wall. They're 2.4 high, so the offcuts have done over the doors and they've done the reveals. Now, the reveals caused me a little bit of anxiety, to tell you the truth, because they had a raw edge and I thought, I'm going to finish the raw edge. I don't know. We'll decide about that in the future. But what I did find was these little antique brass strips off Ironmongery Direct. They're proper cheap as well, £8 each, something like that for 2 metre length. So they've gone on there. Again, a CT1 done there. Look absolutely stunning. I put them on the reveal joints as well, just because, stupidly, multi-panel do not have a silicone to match the panels, which doesn't make sense to me. They should have been colour coded, yeah, but they don't. I ordered some various different colour silicons off the internet. They didn't match. So like I said, they were £2 grand. A lot of money, yeah, but I like them. Same scenario with the roof as well. So I don't want to plaster it, don't want to paint it. So the closest I could find to a nice, a nice white was these white boards. Now they are a Selkie board, it's S-E-L-K-I-E, in cotton textured. It's got like a little, you won't be able to see it, like, it's got like a texture on it, yeah. So they are tongue and groove. Now they are not hydro lock, so the joint on them is more visible, but it's still, your eye's taken away from it by everything else, yeah. So we've got no painting, we've got no plastering, we have got completely finished walls, and because we battened them out, we have got voids for all our power cables, which of course is the way you need to finish these jobs, right? The high street panel products, right? They're saying, I read the comments and somebody says, what about the electrics? And their reply to that was, you can get an electrician in and you can have surface mounted sockets, which would require conduit for your cable, which we're building the stud and garden room. We're not building like a laboratory or a meat processing plant. You've got conduits on the wall, you've got plastic back boxes, everything's sticking off like that. Dust traps, muck traps, looks crap, not having that. Batten the walls, hide the cables, have your flush mounted sockets, have your flush mounted lights, and have a beautiful finish. But it's up to you. The choice is yours. Like I said, the choice is yours. It always is. So I've got my roof panels, I've got my wall panels, right? So now we're going to move on to the floor vein of my life. So the floor, I want underfloor heating. Of course I do. I want the luxury of underfloor heating. Yeah. So we stick the underfloor heating in. That cost me £440 and 94p. But what we've done, we've overboarded the floor first with chipboard flooring, because the aluminium cartridge base, right, it works, not a problem yet, but if you're going to put any kind of heavy loading on it, you need to overboard it to spread that load as well. So we put chipboard flooring down, we put the underflooring heating kit, which came fully kit, yeah, with the controller, £440. The timber battens, timber on the floor, the 2x2 for the feature wall, which I'll talk about in a minute, £238, 45p. Right, the Selkie panels, 3 of them, 520. The multi-panels, £2 grand. Now, I'm going to keep going on. I'm not painting. So I find these aluminium skirting. Now, at first I thought, don't know. Ordered them, they're from Amazon. They came, they've got a translucent LED diffuser. Now, I looked for a black one. I measured it, I searched the internet, I cannot find the black diffuser that will fit in there. They do white skirting as well, and they do black. And it comes with corners, it comes with joints, it comes with the internal corners and external corners, but you didn't need the internal corners. And it comes with all the clips. But I couldn't find the black diffuser. Now, like it, I love it. I like it now, I like it. But I'm still searching for a black diffuser for it. Somebody says spray it, but I think it'll just scratch off. But anyway, skirting board, aluminium skirting board, metre long lengths from Amazon, £149.59. Told you this was going to be boring, but people need to know the facts and figures to make up their own decisions. Now, I didn't know this, and apparently these have been out for ages. Now, these are Knightsbridge lights. They've got a really good magnet on the bezel. Let's have a look. Right, they've got a magnetic bezel, which you can see is a good old magnet. Right, let's have a look at them. They are a fixed unit. So they're a fixed unit. Now, whether or not you can read that, that says 5 watts, that says 7 watts. So you can change the brightness and you can change the lumens, the colour of the light as well. You have warm light, dark light, bright light. And like I said, they've got a magnetic bezel. And that just pops on like that. That is antique brushed brass, which obviously is the theme of this room. You can have silver, you can have white, you can have silver, you can have white, you can have black, you can have brushed stainless steel. There's a variation of different colours. Knightsbridge, they're a sealed unit. There's a 5-year warranty on them. Who knew that you could change colours? Not me. So, you know, you don't have to replace the light. You don't have to replace the light bulb or the lamp, as electricians like to call them. You don't have to replace the lamp. You can just keep them up 5 years. You can change the light to a different type of light if you want. You can change the bezels. Absolute genius. And they're cheap as well. So they're Knightsbridge. Yeah. Really good technology in them. And I think I actually paid just over £10 a piece, but you can get them on the internet, and they're like, I think they're like £6 each. Bargain, absolutely bargain. Right, where are we? Because I'm boring myself and I'm digressing. Right, 4 downlights, they were £45.22 actually. Right, so what's that? Just over £10 each, but that were with the bezels. I got 2 lots of bezels. They're cheap, yeah. LED wall lights now. So outside I have got 2 wall lights. And they're on. There you go. Uplighter, and downlighter. Uplighters, downlighters, £53.98. Amazon, yeah. They're a good unit, sealed unit, yeah. Nice, look nice. They're slim. I wanted everything to be flush mounted. I wanted everything to be nice, slim, sleek, yeah. Right, 10 metre cob. That is a 10 metre cob, which is a continual LED light, yeah. 10 metre light. So I've got one there, and one there. Now, they come in a roll now, so like not so long ago I used to buy them and they're in a sealed pack and you got 5 metre or 10 metre and you can cut them every 5 centimetres, yeah, 50mm. Now it comes on a reel, so you go down to, well, so now I go down to Smans Wholesalers. This is Ishmael, go down, I see him and he just asks me how much you want and he reels it off and it sells you it by the metre. Right, so they were £35.52 for 10 metres. That's 10, that's 10, that's 10. Obviously not quite 10 when I've cut them, but you know, I've showed you how to put them in, I've showed you how to cut them. So that's where we're going with that, right. LED ceiling profiles. Them profiles there, I knew I was going to cut the roof boards, yeah? So they're a flush mounted profile. They've got 1.5mm overlap on both sides, which is next to nothing, so you need a nice clean cut. So you're using the track saw, you're measuring, you're trying to get it right. I measured terribly wrong and ended up getting the multi-tool and recutting the track with the hoover attached to the multi-tool and recutting it in places. But it is what it is, you know, as what's and all with me, yeah? I tell you where I get things wrong. Right. The brass right angle trim, so again, it's round there, it was like next to nothing. £44, I think I've got 9 lengths, yeah, I'm hungry direct, came next day, brilliant, love it, perfect, yeah. Right, so the feature wall timber pack now, there's some 2x2 framing, I wanted my TV recessed, luckily, completely flat with the wall, so I bought some black, what they call it, Conti board, yeah, made a box, just big enough to get my TV on the bracket, so I paralleled that joint all the way around there, yeah. So I've made my box, got my frame on, and then I covered it in 9mm ply. So that timber pack there, yeah, £333.32p. Right, feature wall. The feature walls have been around forever, haven't they? And this slat walling is super fashionable still, and the companies have set up just supplying it, yeah, so it's going to last for a long time. Right, this feature wall itself, this is blue oxide, and it's got these brass clip-ons, like, just go like that, look, they literally just put them on, and they stay on the panel. You move them around, you know what I mean? If you don't want that one there, you want it up there, you can move it like that, yeah? Or if you don't like them, you don't have to have them, you put them on, go out and take them off, and they're relatively cheap, yeah? The accessories are, anyway. So, the full wall, the LEDs, yeah? So we've got the wall, we've got the LEDs, and we've got the brass strips. Cost me £915.71. Now, they go up and they go down, however bright you want them, yeah? And you can cut them to various lengths, so it's up to you if you want to get them as well, yeah? Right, like I said, they are the full wall, yeah? £915.71. Right, the elephant in the room. Now, I've talked about this a lot, and I've thought about it a lot, and it stressed me out, and then it didn't stress me out, and then I thought, what am I doing? And I thought, no, let's do it. And then I drilled the holes, there were no going back then, because of course these panels, yeah? Put the bracket on the wall. I asked on Instagram, people said, no, you want a split system. I cannot have a split system. The reason I can't have a split system is I didn't pre-think about it. I could have had the split system at that end, or that end under the window, which would look crap, so it'd have had to go on that end, but I definitely couldn't have it outside there, or outside the front, because it made the width more than 2.5, which I can't have more than 2.5. So, Phil, who did my aircon for me last time, I'll put his company name across under the screen as well there, because I can never, it's Island Back or something, I can't ever remember it for life of me. Anyway, that's his company there. He's coming to install it. Now, this is, you don't need the certification to install this because it's a sealed unit, yeah? So there's no outside system. This is it. This is all you're getting, yeah? This is it. He's coming to install it for me simply because I wanted it done right. They show it with an easy kit. So like I said, it's supposed to, you know, you're supposed to be able to do it yourself. Drill your rolls, you mount your bracket, you plug it in, it comes with a plug, you plug it in, I'm going to have it hardwired of course because I don't want any cables showing, and then you drill your holes and then you put these brackets through your holes and it hangs on the outside like that, these vents rather, and I just looked at them and I thought, yeah, if you're 4 stories up and you haven't got a ladder and you want to stick it out and pull it out, you know, nobody's ever going to look at that, and it looks nice I suppose when you're not looking at it close up. So I've ordered some other, I ordered some other vents for it. Got the round ones, got the square ones. Quite difficult to find the exact size. Drill my holes, put the square ones on. Yeah, they're all right. Put the round ones on. I thought the round ones look a lot better, apart from I need some black dome head screws. So we've gone for the black vented circular air vents, right? So the aircon, how much did it cost me? Why did I buy it? So I went round Mel's. Mel's got one of the black glass wall heaters. Yeah, wall hung, 2 kilo wall hung here. It looks nice, yeah, it looks nice, but it's got it's got a temperature gauge on the front of it. When it was hot the other week, it was like 31 degrees. Inside the room, it was 40 degrees. She couldn't work in there. She had to go work in the kitchen. It was too hot. So I thought, right, aircon, let's have aircon. How much did it cost? Ready? £2,119.16, and it's not been fit yet. So obviously got a fitting cost on there, but you can do it yourself. You can do it yourself. I just want Phil to come and do it right for me. I know it's done right. There's something inside it. You can have it floor or wall hung. Want it wall hung because I'm going to have a desk or a sofa here, depending how I dress it. Want it wall hung. It needs an additional plate on the bottom there to make it look pretty, and it needs something changing inside, which will create a downward draft on it. But Phil's going to sort that for me, yeah? Sort that, no problem. Right, TVs are cheap now, aren't they? They don't cost some money. This is a Samsung, it's 43 inches. It's a good old TV, yeah? £208.99p plus HDMI lead, yeah? And, right, so that's my TV. I'm going to need to plug my TV. My full electrical pack, right? All the LEDs, all the downlighters, all my antique brushed brass sockets, yeah? We've got a 6-gang there, we've got fuse spur, double socket data point, and we've also got USB and USB-C charging on there as well. Another double socket data point. and we've got another fuse spur up there, and we've got a double socket down there as well. Yeah, right, so how much did that cost me? The full electrical pack, £540.90. Right, so we built it, we saved loads of money, then we spent loads of money to make it look absolutely stunning. Or in my opinion anyway. Total material cost for this build, £16,287.24. Right, now, at the beginning, I wasn't going to put so much into it. And then, like I said, I got annoyed by what happened. And I thought, I'm going to make it shine because people need to know. People need to see what you can actually do yourself. I've been showing you for years how to build it yourself. This is what you can achieve, right? A garden room like this, right? I built one before, didn't I? And I showed you exactly how much it cost. I think it was 8,600, something like that. Timber framed one, yeah? Timber framed garden room, 8,600, completely finished materials only. This one, nearly twice the price, 16,207. Don't forget, I put £2,000 aircon in. I put £2,000 worth of wall panels on, yeah? I've gone a little bit crazy, right? So that's why it's cost £16,287. If you were to buy this on the high street now, you would not have any change at 22, 23 grand, without shadow of a doubt. And what is the beauty of this one? You can lift it up and take it with you when you go. It's as simple as that, right? I have built it on the carriage-based system. It is literally sat on my drive. The straps will go under it. It will get picked up because it weighs 1.7 tons. It will get put on the back of either a flatbed trailer, which I will tow to its final destination, or it will go on the back of Bob's wagon because Bob picks them up. Yeah, he's got some amazing tackle. It's crazy. I love it, love it. So that's it. You can lift it up and take it with you. So yeah, you know, like it's a big investment, isn't it? Of course it is. You can get 2 people in this office. 2 people working office, or it can be a chill out room. I'm going to dress it, right? And I'm going to advertise it and get it on social media and stuff like that. I'm going to put a sofa in it. I'm going to get 2 desks in to show that it can work like that. Yeah, it can work like that. And don't forget, of course, we've got us hidden cupboards in here. So we've got our power unit for our LED strips in there. Let's have a look at that again, because it is a thing of beauty. Yeah, we've got a power unit for there. We've got double socket. I've got a brush socket there which goes back to the TV. I've got HDMI lead so we can put an Xbox or a PlayStation in there. And in this one, we've got our drivers for our LEDs and our consumer unit. And just down there is where the modem's going to go when it arrives. Right, so that is it, yeah? 3.5 long, 2.5 wide, less than 2.5 high. You can pick it up, you can move it, and it is as probably, I'm going to say, without a doubt, for its size, this packs more punch than any other garden room on the internet. It's got absolutely everything. There's nothing more it could have had for its size, yeah? If it was bigger, I'd have put a bar in it. Of course I would have done, yeah? If it was bigger and it was a permanent one, I'd have had a canopy on it for a hot tub. But it's not. It's a movable one. You can take it with you when you leave your house, right? It is an investment for life. It's completely no maintenance. You will never ever have to maintain this. You get bored of them colours, you have to paint over them. That's what you're going to have to do, yeah? So that's it. That is it. If you've enjoyed it, thank you, right? If you haven't, there's nothing more I can do for you because this is it, I'm done. Am I done? Am I ready to be done? Or am I just going to be continually telling you how to save money and keep building these? Because I've enjoyed building this. If I'd have done it as my full-time job, I'd have finished it in 2 weeks, no problem. Absolutely no problem. But I've done it a bit here and a bit there and it's completely finished. And I like it. You tell me.